So, next up, I've got Lordi's newest album, Limited Deadition. If you don't know anything about Lordi, I think they're a really cool band. They get a lot of comparisons to War, mainly because both bands, they dress as monsters, like elaborate costumes, prosthetics, the whole nine yards. Matter of fact, the band leader at one point was going to go work for Peter Jackson's effects company. But anyways, that's pretty much where the comparisons end. Lordi, their stuff is very 80s influenced. You can hear massive, massive influence from like specifically 80s Kiss, Accept, Poison. Oh my god. If you like Udo's vocals from Accept, Lordi's right up your alley. And they mix all that with like shock rock. Now, Limited Edition, this is their second album with their new guitarist, Cone, which is this guy right here. Their first guitarist, his name was Amen, and he dressed as a mummy. And personally, he was my favorite for this band. Um, they fired him, from what I could find, because he was essentially just being a dick, and he really kind of stopped giving a shit about the music years and years ago, and they kind of kept him on just because he was their buddy. The music is mainly written by Mr. Lordi. It's his band, it's his baby, just like Megadeth. He gets the final say on what songs go on. He writes the songs. Every idea has to go through him. So, not having Amen really didn't change too much, but I will say it feels stale. Which is really interesting because, according to Mr. Lordi, he started to really kind of get sick of having Amen in the band because Lordi wanted to start experimenting with heavier stuff and faster stuff. Amen was more into like the Stones and uh, Chuck Berry, and he really liked those simple riffs, AC/DC, shit like that. And now that he has this new guitarist, Cone, who you can tell just from listening is technically leagues better than Amen. This and their last album with him are probably the cheesiest and least ballsy albums, I guess you could say. There's just nothing to them. They feel really uninspired. For example, one of Lordi's charms is their songs. A lot of them incorporate puns or like uh, little throwbacks to like 80s and 90s B horror movies. And like, they always experimented with puns, and sometimes it was kind of clever, sometimes it's a little cheesy, but the songs would be good. This, it just feels like they're trying too hard. Like, Skelephant in the Room. Skelephant? Uh, Kill Harmonic Orchestra. Alright. Righteousness. Limited Edition. It's just, they're, like I said, they're trying too hard. Sorry, neighbors' kids are playing around. Now, the songs, the songs, okay. Some of the songs are really good. The good ones are really, really good. But like, I would say a third of this album is really good. A third of it is really kind of boring and forgettable. And a third of it is just like soundscapes. See, every album Lordi would have or has SCG, the Scarcatic Circle Gathering. And it started out as just album intros, little soundscapes, nursery rhymes sung in a creepy way, shit like that. And then it went from having one to two, but they would be tied to like the theme of the album. And then three. This, and I should say, they went from being soundscapes to like little skits. This has five. Now, I get it. They're all like little commercials as if you were watching like Saturday morning cartoons, but they're all tied around the members of the band. But 5 fucking like fake commercials, and then so that's 1/3, right? And then another 5 songs are just boring. Come on, like I said, it feels stale and uninspired. Scarcatic Gathering, what is that? 19, The Hexecutioners, SCG TV, Saturday Night Main Event, SCG TV Monster Squad Action Figures, SCG TV The Hexecutioner Season Finale, SCG TV Crazy Ralph Promo. It's just a little much. But again, like I said, a third of the album is really, really fucking good. Now, if you do want to check it out, I absolutely 100% would suggest Legends Are Made of Cliches. It's catchy, it's fun, it feels like an old school Lordi album. I will say, the ones that are good, they feel like songs off of the first couple albums. What came to me a lot was Dead Ache. I'd hear a lot of Dead Ache and Get Heavy in the good songs. So yeah, Legends Are Made of Cliches. Syntax Terror is really good. It's probably the heaviest on here. The lyrics, to me, got really, really repetitive, and there's only so much I want to hear the singer screaming Syntax Terror, because he does it like 15 times. Fangoria. Alright, Fangoria felt like an old school Lordi song to me. It's written as like an ode to Fangoria magazine, and it's got all these like mentions of Ash from Evil Dead, and Jason, Kane Hodder, shit like that. And then I would say Retropolis has probably the best riff on this album. It was, again, this is all my opinion, a really good display of Cone's playing. Now, again, I mentioned Cone is technically way better than Amen. Amen's solos were simple. You could sing them. And I would compare a lot of his solos to like Detroit Rock City from Kiss. It's not technical, but it's fun. It's catchy. It sticks in your head. Cone is much more of your average metal guitar player. Much faster playing, a lot more notes, but sometimes it doesn't really go anywhere. But there are a couple of times where you can hear him say, all right, I'll take it. He's got some cool little effects he throws in, and it is interesting hearing what Lordi sounds like with like an actual metal guitarist, as opposed to what basically is a classic rock rhythm guitarist. So, again, that's the album cover. Limited edition. And on the back, of course, you got the CD. It's like sigils for each of the band members. On the back of the booklet here. Now, I don't know why this is like such a thing that bands are doing now, where like it's them in front of apocalyptic cities. I know Black Veil Brides did this as well. And, you know, you got the booklet. Now, I will always give Lordi an A for creativity. All this stuff is designed by this guy right here, Mr. Lordi. It's his band. This guy's a pure artist, and the booklet is full of like ads for like TV shows starring the monsters or action figures, and it's all done in like the same vein of like, you know, the 1980s cartoons, like G.I. Joe toy commercials and He-Man, stuff like that. So, I mean, give him points for creativity. And I'm happy I own this album, but I'm also a total completionist. It's worth getting, all right? And this is Cone. This is the new guitarist that replaced Amen. So that's limited edition, or Deadition from Lordi. I want to bring you guys CD shop with me at some point to Music Matters Remixed around here. Keep local music alive, keep CDs alive. Music is the voice of the people. Let's not forget that in these times.